Alright, hello people, I'm the Dude and this is Quest to Play Everything, where I try to play every game ever made. This is Consortium, and I still have a cold, so bear with me. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, there we go. So she sent us back here because there was a malfunction on one of the pieces of equipment in this room, and when we walk inside, lights.
Hell, Wade, lock down that cabin immediately.
Way ahead of you, boss.
Is that pawn 7? But I was just with him 2 minutes ago. What happened?
Rook 13, will you please quietly get up there? And don't tell Pawn 24 anything. We need to contain this before the whole ship finds out.
Yes, sir. On my way.
So Rook 13 is the doctor.
And I'm sorry, Six, but I need you there. At least until Rook 13 can take a look.
No problem. And like I said, we are Bishop 6. Rook 25 was the other one talking there. That's Kieran's sister. Kieran's Rook 13, the doctor. She's very emotional. Very high-strung. Let's see. Of course, no problem. You can't do that. Is it normal around here to find dead bodies? We'll go with the first one.
Good. Just until Rook 13 can determine it was an accident. I'm not about to believe someone committed murder on my ship.
You may have to.
Okay, Wade. Let me in. My God. I just let him go on his lunch break. He was complaining about having skipped breakfast. I was only trying to be nice for once.
Alana, you have nothing to blame yourself for. If there is someone to blame for this, then I trust he or she will come forward on their own.
Wade, I am here.
They keep talking to Wade because he's opening the door.
Been such a bitch to him lately.
You are more often than not a bitch to everyone. Not only pawn 7.
Yeah, no one really likes Rook 25. I don't think anyone on the entire ship likes Rook 25. Let's see. As the case said, you can't blame yourself. Suck it up. I mean, he's only a red shirt. Wow, some brother you are. We'll go with the third one.
It's okay, Bishop. Kieran is only saying what he thinks is the right thing to say. He's only trying to make me feel better.
It looks as though someone threw his head against the locker panel with enough force to nearly cave in his skull. This was absolutely no accident.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kieran. You are not going to like this, but I want you all to exit the room immediately. Nobody gets in or out, not until we reach Ireland.
Are you kidding me? At least let us move him to the med containment unit. Here, Kieran, help me put him on the bed.
Wait, this is a crime scene. Be careful. Say nothing. We'll tell them to be careful. I have a pretty good grasp on what they want us to say, seeing as I've played the game before.
What was that, Kieran? Your book? Mind explaining what your book was doing under the dead body of one of my pawns?
I cannot explain that to you because I do not know. I noticed it was missing from the med bay this morning. I simply assumed someone had borrowed it. I was apparently correct.
Borrowed. Let me see. Maybe someone is trying to frame him. Throw him in the brig. What's the book about? I've actually never tried this one, so we're going to say throw him in the brig, see what happens.
Don't be juvenile, Six. Nobody goes in the brig until we know for sure they belong there. Now, Alana, I hear your concern, but we can't risk someone seeing you move his body to the med bay. I'm sorry, but forget about the containment unit for now. All of you, listen to me very carefully. This stays between us. I swear that we'll get to the truth when we land in Ireland and we can question everyone individually.
I really don't think waiting is a good idea. Someone on board this plane just killed one of my people and I want to know who. If only so I can personally string him up and throw him in the brig.
Let's see. I'll help you find the killer. I think Night 15 is right. Let's wait until we land. I think an eye for an eye is in order here. I've never tried that one either. Let's give it a shot.
You mean kill them? Are you insane? Capital punishment isn't exactly the Consortium way.
Aw.
Six was undoubtedly only joking. Extremely inappropriately, I might add. Now, if you don't mind, get your asses out of that room.
Yes, sir.
This is so bloody insane. A murder on a C-3800. It can't be real.
I'm going back in the crawl.
Okay, so that was Rook 9 there at the end. He's the pilot of the ship. Otherwise known as Wade. He's the only one who...
I think I've got something here. I've been keeping a line over on our 2 fighter squads outside, hoping they'd break the silence and speak to Angelov. Well, one of them just did. Well, you gotta hear this for yourselves.
I think we have to go up
Somebody
here.
told me to patch the recording through your CMC.
So yeah, that's Wade. He's the only one that wants you to call him by his real name and not the rook, bishop, pawn type stuff. Yeah, let me hear it.
Alright, B. Here it comes.
This is Operation Forerunner, calling for Angelov. Come in, Angelov.
What do you want? I told you to be silent until the next phase.
I know, sir, but I'm having second thoughts about all of this. Their plane is, well, it's very large, sir.
And so the harder it will fall, yes? Remain where you are, or... Wait a minute. Is this line secure? Did you run this call through the program I told you to use?
Oh, no, sir. I guess I did not. I'm sorry, sir.
Just hold your position and wait till the next phase. And wait. If you're listening to this, and I know that you are, you can tell your knight that her new bishop is about to have a very bad day.
So we have fighter
Right,
escorts.
everyone, that puts us on high alert. I want you all prepared for whatever this next phase turns out to be.
Yes, boss. But you won't catch me worrying.
Right. So we have fighter escorts. They're trying to take over the ship. They don't have the outright power to do it. That's why they haven't attacked yet. They've been following us since pretty much the beginning of the game. That's one of them right there. And then that's the wing of our ship. It looks like a Boeing from the outside, if I remember right. Some kind of passenger ship, but it's not. It's got missiles and lasers and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, the ship itself is full of all kinds of crew. There's a whole bunch of pawns. They do the menial stuff. There's rooks, which seem to be like the mid-level officers. And then there's the king and the queen, who are the commanders, I suppose. Let's see, what did it want us to do? Guess we're still supposed to talk to the crew, maybe? Let's check the objective real quick. Complete the bishop training scenario. Explore Zen Leal. Oh, it might want me to do the VR thing. Virtual training. I believe. So yeah, there's the cockpit, that's Wade. There's Knight 15, she's the one that was bossing us around earlier. And then some pawns doing different things on the little side consoles here. Another pawn probably doing some kind of maintenance. But yeah, this game has more of like the ship, or what is that? What that game was called? Where you're roaming around and there's people and they all have their own dialogue and whatever. But this one's more focused on a story. But that's what it feels like. It even looks like that game, to be honest. So here's the VR. It's gonna tell us how to shoot a gun or something like that. Something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this part, and then I'll be back after it's over. There's no point in watching this. It's just a tutorial. How to shoot a gun, how to throw a grenade, how to put your armor on, stuff like that. So I'll be back. Okay, so we're back, and you can hear.
As you can probably see, Angelov's 2 fighters have just multiplied into 24. Still nothing my girl can't handle.
Six and Kieran, now is your chance to meet the great Bulgarian nuisance. He's on the holocom now, and he's acting well.
Through my
You'll have to come see for
airspace, you will
yourselves.
show me Bishop 6.
Your airspace? And here he is now. You see? I'm not trying to play any games here. I'm only trying to prevent this from turning ugly. Again.
Good, good. This is very good. And how is Bishop 6? You are feeling strong, I hope. Ready for your first day?
So this is the leader of the fighter escorts, the mercenaries outside. There's one of their ships right now, or planes right there. They are trying to take us over. Let's see. Ready as I'll ever be. A little tired, kind of cranky, to be honest. Who is this man speaking to me? We'll go with the third one.
This here is Kirill Angelov, the single most irritating mercenary in all of Eastern Europe.
Oh, come on now. Alana, after all these years, this is all you have to say about me. I am hurt.
Enough posturing. Either tell me what you want or get out of our way.
You have no idea what is happening here. Poor little girl. Your king must be blind.
Did we not just go through this song and dance a month ago? And did your daddy not give you a good spanking for it?
My father will not be coming to your rescue this time, Knight.
Come now, Kirill. It's Christmas. How about you let us pass, and we'll get into this another time. I promise. How does next Tuesday look for you?
Listen very carefully. You will land and surrender your warship immediately. If you do not, I will blow you out of the sky.
You've got to be kidding me. Give me a minute to confer with my people.
Clearly you do not understand. Comply now, or I will take Zemlil from you by force.
A minute, Kirill. That is not a request. One, will you please inform local authorities of our location, and to expect possible plane debris to follow?
I'm already on it, sir.
Can you see now why I've called you all here?
Oh, yes. He's probably just blowing smoke.
Mm-mm.
There's an edge to him I've not seen before. And he's usually hopped up on himself, but never has he outright threatened to kill us.
It's no doubt his attempt at revenge for what Bishop 8 did.
He appears to be rather unintelligent as well. Or is this an illusion?
The subject of his intelligence is one of constant debate around here.
Well, I think he's not only stupid, but also irrational and hot-headed. A nasty combination for someone in his position of power.
It's very deceiving, though. The use of old planes to stay under the radar. His bravado. The love his men have for him. I think it's a very intelligent role he plays to feed his all-encompassing ego and get what he wants.
You give him far too much credit.
Possibly. So they talked about Bishop 8 earlier in this particular dialogue. He was our predecessor. We just got posted to this ship today in the game. And Bishop 8, our predecessor, shot down a couple of Kirill's planes last time they showed up. So that's why he's pissed off. That's why Kirill Angelov is pissed off. Let's see. 915 is right. We should maybe take it more seriously. 25 is right. We're going to go with the second one.
Bishop. The K does have a point, though. All we can do is wait and see what he does next.
Now, let's see if I can't deflate his bloated ego a little. Put him back on.
Angelov is no longer transmitting.
Wait a second. Sorry, boss, we got company. Looks like well, it's a bloody boarding carrier. It's only a few hundred meters
How did it
behind
get
us.
so close?
I can't explain it. It just came out of nowhere. And it's also emitting some kind of scrambler signal. I can't get a look. What the hell is... I've detected two new incoming F-35s. One's a few kilometers behind the other. There's a gathering energy source of some kind coming from the lead fighter. He's 7 kilometers off the port side now, and he's closing fast.
They're all trying to get a good look.
I can just bypass the carrier signal to regain targeting
You
control.
better make it quick.
Get out of the way, you fools!
That's stupid.
I've almost got it. 3 kilometers.
There's no way he's that stupid. There it is.
What the hell is that thing?
Wait, the Habitat 5124 incident. I think this is the same delivery system Stormbird reported.
Wade?
She'll hold that, boss. I bet my life on it. We may have ourselves a problem.
Auxiliary fuel reserves online. Secondary turbine engaged.
Where's the second fighter, Wade? Talk to me!
I can't see a bloody thing, boss. Not a bloody thing.
Right there.
You may want to... Oh, shite! Get down!
Atmospheric shielding engaged.
My stuff.
Is everyone all right back here?
Ripped with bullet holes.
Please,
What the
hurry.
hell just happened?
I haven't got an answer, Terran. I'm sorry. No bullet in existence can penetrate Zenler's plating. It just doesn't make any sense.
Just relax, Wade. We need you focused. Now, tell me about your girl. How badly is she hurt?
Yes, sir. It looks like she's broke a bloody back. We've got major ship-wide failures. Our weapons, primary engines, cargo containment unit. They're all out.
Okay, Wade. I want our primaries back online, and I'd also like to be able to shoot at the bad guys.
Half an hour for primaries, 15 to 20 minutes for manual weapons.
Just do the best you can, and do it fast. Yes, sir. I see you.
6, be prepared to aid Rook 9 in defending this ship.
Right, okay. So we're on ship defense because of the boarding party. What they did was they shot that electric blast thing that took out our shields, or our armor or whatever, and then they used their guns to kill, well, presumably kill that guy, and almost kill that guy, but I saved him, so... Whatever I can do to help.
Let's hope it won't be necessary. All right. Let's hear what he has to say for himself.
Now are you prepared to surrender, little girl?
Drop the ridiculous act, for God's sake. This is not like you, Carol. You just shot up 2 of my people with that little stunt. And if you think, even for a second, that you're going to get away with that, you have another thing coming.
Tell me something. How does the cold hand of death feel as it takes its grip around your throat?
I think I can stall him for a little bit, but we need a better plan than this. Have you completely lost your mind? If you destroy this vessel, you will only bring the full might of the Consortium down on you.
He didn't
I'd
care.
say it's pretty simple.
Lost
We
my
stall
mind.
long enough to fix our
You
guns,
honestly
and then we
believe I
flip
have
his
a
arse
choice
back to
in this
mercenary
little attack?
oblivion.
Kirill's temper will never give us
You
enough time.
understand I have grown to enjoy your company. You are as a little
Let him
sister
use
to
the
me,
boarding
where
carrier.
Bishop Aid was once an
Excuse
older,
me.
idiot brother.
Say that again,
However,
Kieran.
Good idea.
Use the carrier.
Made some incredibly
When he
powerful
boards,
enemies.
we simply
Turning them
separate
down
the head
was
from the
never an
snake.
option.
And when only his men board us
You've got to give
instead.
me more than that. Kieran has a point. You claim to be a
If
politically
we
driven
pretend to
mercenary
surrender,
whose worst
Kieran
crime
might
before
just
today
fall for
was
it.
raiding some
And I'd
cargo
bet my
fights and
life on him
kidnapping a
boarding
low-level
himself.
politician or two.
Egomaniac
You
that he
are
is.
small time, Angelo. All of this madness today is far
Let's
beyond
see.
your
How are you
threat
using
level.
your CMC? So yeah, she's using mind communication and talking to Angelov at the same time. So
With your threat level,
Uh,
childish chest-based hierarchy.
I'm gonna go with the second one and see what happens.
Perhaps attempt
I
to
appreciate the
anger
vote,
me
but the
in
K
hopes
is
that I
right.
will
There's
what?
no time to waste. Not with his itchy trigger finger.
Right, so we make him think he's won, and the rest
Like
should
when you got
fall into
hijacked
place.
running, what was it? 5 tons of black market ex-gon materials from Lebanon to Baghdad? Those murderous Syrian and Iraqi mercenary groups chasing you, they sure didn't like you being in their airspace, did they? Hey now, that sort of sounds familiar, doesn't it?
I will only put up with so much disrespect, Knight.
I'm sorry, Carol. Really. But you do have me in an extremely difficult position here.
And so we come full circle. To the point. You will inform your Rook 9 that he is to land Zenlil at the coordinates I have already given him. Run along now and do what you are told.
But we don't have enough fuel to reach the coordinates you have given us. Your EMP killed our primaries, and I'm assuming that you will never let a refueling ship anywhere near us. If you'll only listen to me for 2 minutes, I think I have a solution.
Do your crew a favor and stop speaking. Let the men talk. Bishop 6, may I speak to you for a moment? Just a little chat before your knight forces me to shoot you down.
So this is where you can have one of those branching paths. You can go full on combat and just, you know, be combative as possible and piss him off. Or you can try and placate him, get him on the ship like they want, and then you can either shoot him or you can put him in the brig by, you know, sneaky methods. We're gonna go with, what was that? I think there's something in your throat.
Kick. Very nice. I'm sure Alana is just clawing at your belt buckle by now. Is she not?
Keep it up, Angelov. I'm gonna stump that grin into the back of your head.
She had a thing for the other bishop,
Angela,
who was also a badass.
you and I
This is no negotiation. And did I not just tell you to stop speaking? So, Bishop, all of this excitement on your first day, you must be feeling a little overwhelmed.
Keep him talking, 6. Don't make him angry.
Oh, I'm gonna make him angry. Let's see. Let's stop playing with him and end this. Cut to the chase, Angelov. You could say that. Today's been pretty rough. We'll go with the second one.
What is he talking about?
Scaring him is probably not the best route here.
Go to hell, Angelov.
I've already been to hell, Bishop. The privileged few call it the resource war. Now tell me, what was it like finding Pond 7's body?
Son of a bitch. What did he just say? What did you just say?
So he knows about it.
So you've not told your bonds. Why don't you have someone take a look inside what was once Bishop Aid's cabin? Do not look to her for permission. Look at me.
It's okay, 19.
Well, I can go look myself. It'll only take a minute.
You will not leave this room. You will call another bond to look, now. And put them on the loudspeaker.
Patricia, come in, please.
Is that you, 19? Why are you calling me Patricia?
We have a bit of a situation up here. Please don't ask me any questions. Can you just do me a huge favor and go look inside Bishop 8's old cabin? Get back to me on this line ASAP and don't come to mission office.
Sure, of course. Give me just a few minutes.
Wade, go ahead and unlock the cabin for her.
It's done.
All right, Carol. Now that you've stirred up even more trouble, let's get to it, shall we? What can we do to make you go away?
Go away. But we were just getting started.
Keep this up and I'll finish what Bishop 8 started.
Are you kidding me?
Not yet, Bishop. Soon I will give you that chance. But not yet.
This is going better than I thought it would. How did you know about Pawn 7? Alright, you win. Let's talk about our surrender. Say nothing.
Give us a break, Carol. In case you haven't noticed, Bishop 8 is not here.
I am not here because of revenge, you stubborn woman. I am here because I have no choice. Your enemy have removed any free will I once had.
Interesting. Let's say nothing again.
Now, whether you want to hear it or not, your enemy have managed to install sound and video equipment aboard your vessel. I can see into every room.
Pawn 19. Come in.
I'm here. Did you find anything?
There's blood everywhere. His head is...
I get it out already. He is dead. Pawn 7 is dead. My God, you people are like children.
That is really not necessary.
I will decide what is necessary. So, where are we? Ah, yes. Cameras. Pawn 7's death. The big mystery.
There are no cameras aboard this vessel. Don't listen to him.
She's right, there are no cameras. If you saw it happen, then tell me who killed Pawn 7. And I have to take this from you, Angelov. Stop playing around with these Adelson mind games. We'll go with the second one.
Oh, come on now. Do not play dumb. Only a little longer until my mission is complete, and your crew can go home, safe and sound.
So, just a game. If you fail your mission...
Very funny. Failure is something reserved for the stupid and unprepared. Also, you barely even passed your rifle training. How do you plan on stopping me?
Pointing and pulling the trigger? It's not that hard. Let's see, I've never taken rifle training. That's really complicated. It's hard to explain that part right now. With my bare hands if necessary.
You certainly beat your chest with the best of them. But it won't save your life. I know more about you than you could possibly imagine.
Oh, really?
I have reached my limit, Angela. I won't let you poison my crew any longer with your sputtering nonsense. You have a decision to make. You can destroy us, you can board us and try your hand against our bishop, or you can bloody well listen to what I have to say. What's it going to be?
I was hoping I could make you this angry. Something about English women with authority in their voice. It makes me tingle all over.
Make your decision!
I am in a good mood. The bishop here has certainly amused me enough. Let me hear your proposal.
Let us evacuate onto a mission pod. We'll happily leave the area and hand Zenwell over to you. What do you say?
Under one condition. The bishop must stay on board and surrender to me. We have much to discuss, he and I.
Are you serious? I am not about to hand you my bishop on a bloody platter.
I could just tell my men to open fire on you right now. What do you say, Bishop? Will you surrender peacefully to me?
Sure. You don't know the meaning of being peaceful. I can't promise you anything.
Just be disarmed and ready to move when I tell you to. So it seems, little knight, that we have ourselves a deal. I will give you 5 minutes to do as I say and evacuate all but the bishop. 5 minutes, and I want you off that ship.
Wade, will you please prepare Mission Pod 1? Set it for autopilot towards Island, and we'll pick it up when we're done here.
No problem, boss. Already standing by.
Go ahead and load it with enough junk from the cargo containment unit to simulate our combined weight.
That's a nice touch, sir. Very nice.
Let's see, way down. Can they just mission pod for life signs? There's a lot of Star Trek references. That's one of them in this game. The crew seem to know what Star Trek is for some reason. We'll go ahead and do that one.
Scan for life signs. Okay, Captain Picard. Do you want us to go to warp speed while we're at it?
That'd be nice.
What I think she means, Six, is that such technology does not exist.
Aw.
Tell me lockdown systems are up and running?
They are.
Good. Let's get everyone in here then.
All personnel report
Alana,
immediately to
show the
Mission
bishop what we've got
Operations.
for him.
Yes, sir. We do have ourselves an emergency weapons locker.
Yes, we do.
In there, you'll find a couple weapons to choose from.
So we could go
Better
non-lethal.
hurry this up. They're positioning that carrier just behind our tail.
Damn, he's impatient. Okay, launch mission pod 1 now.
Mission pod 1 is away, and it looks like 2 of them are following it. That sound, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of a boarding carrier tearing a hole through our hull.
It's showtime. Just remember, Six, disarm and surrender to his men. When Kirill comes aboard...
Okay, so there's some of the gameplay from the better section of the game. It's a really short game. It's only about like 4 hours long or so. That one part where you find Pawn 7 murdered, and that starts the whole arc where you're supposed to try and figure out who the traitor is, who killed him, who's behind all the sabotage and all that stuff. That part's probably the best part of the game. And then right after that, it starts the other better part of the game where you have to deal with Angelov, and you get choices as to how you want to deal with them. Those two things are the highlights in the game. Like I said, it's really short. It's only 4 hours. It's supposed to be part of an episodic series. At the very end of the game, big spoilers. Going to be big spoilers at this point. At the very end of the game, it tells you what you've done and what you haven't. And it spoils the whole... It's us, the player, in the game world, inhabiting Bishop 6. So that's why he's acting so strangely, and that's why he doesn't know anything, and we're supposed to be changing his world for the better. That's the idea. The game is doing the whole third wall thing where the player is actually part of the game world, in theory. But at the end, there is no solution to the mystery. I'm assuming it's going to be solved in the next episode. And the Kirill Angelov thing, if you save him, if you trick him into going to the brig and getting him gassed and he gets put in the cell, you can question him later and he gives you more story tidbits. He says that you were the one that contacted him before he invaded, before he decided to attack the ship. And what it was Bishop 6 before we inhabited him, if that makes sense. Like I said, it's the player taking control of Bishop 6 and controlling his actions throughout the game. But before that, it was, the real Bishop 6. And he was one of the traitors. He was the one that contacted Kirill. So Kirill didn't understand this at first. He didn't know why we were acting so strangely because we weren't acting like Bishop 6 would have. If that makes any sense at all. So it's a really interesting game that goes a whole bunch of different directions at once. And like I said, its strength by far is the dialogue. The different characters and how they react to what you do and what you say and all that stuff. The voice acting. The game doesn't look bad. It's got that cel-shaded look to it, and it's okay. It looks nice. The sound's decent, but if it has failings, one is that the combat is almost non-existent. Like I said, there's this one section when Kirill finally shows up on the aircraft, on our aircraft. What is it called? The Leal, the Lineal, whatever the hell it's called. Whenever he decides to board our aircraft, you can fight your way through his men if you want to. You can just start, guns blazing, shooting them down. And the other second time where you have combat is when the traitor, the other traitor, the one that killed Pawn 7, shows up, and they want to kill you. They want to kill Bishop 6, and you have to fight them off. They have your suit of armor on and your weapons and all that, so that's the tougher fight of the two. Kirill's men really don't put up much of a fight, but that's it as far as combat goes throughout the entire game. And you don't even have to fight Kirill's men if you don't want to. So if you bypass that, there's literally one fight in the entire game where you fight the traitor. And as far as I know, you can't bypass that fight. The traitor seems dead set on killing Bishop 6, so I don't think there's any way to get around it other than shootout. So combat is a definite shortcoming in this game. The other weakness is that it's full of bugs. Massive amount of bugs. It was much worse when it was first released, and now it's version 1.1, and it's way better than it was, but still, I ran into a bug where I couldn't complete the second VR training. The game just crashed. I ran into another bug where one of the people I was supposed to talk to for a quest wouldn't talk to me. Usually when you finish dialogue with someone, you can't talk to them. It's not like in other games where you can talk to them and they'll say the same thing over again, or you can talk to them and they'll say they have nothing else to say. In this game, when they run out of things to say, they just stop talking altogether. And one of the quest people did that early. They stopped talking before I'd even talked to them about the quest part. So I had to reload back to get past that. There's probably a couple other ones I'm forgetting. But yeah, it still has bugs. It's still not perfect. And then probably the last shortcoming is that in the end, because this is supposed to be episodic, you don't really get very many answers. Other than, you know, the whole Bishop 6 being controlled by the player thing, which it hints at that throughout the entire game. It's not like a big reveal. You should have figured it out by then. But yeah, you don't really get any question or any answers as to who the traitor was, or what Bin Laden's son has to do with the whole thing. He's introduced at the very end of the game. They called him like Sada Bin Laden or Saad Bin Laden or something like that. It's supposed to be Osama Bin Laden's son, the terrorist. He takes over a building, and at the very end of the game, before the game ends, they send in Bishop 6 to try and solve the problem. You know, I'm assuming you can go in guns blazing or try and be diplomatic like you could with Kirill, but there's no way to tell because the game ends before you get there. I'm assuming that's going to be the start of the next episode. But yeah, you don't get very many answers at all in this game. It's very disappointing when the whole killer thing, the traitor, the person who killed Pawn 7 is really the crux of this particular game, and you don't get that answered at the end. They give you a chance where you can guess who it is. I've guessed multiple times, and none of them were ever correct. Maybe if you go through the game like several times and guess every single crew member, maybe it'll tell you who it is. I don't know. I haven't done that yet. I've guessed like 4 times now, and they've all been wrong. So I highly doubt it's Rook 25 or Knight 15 or the stuttering guy. I mean, I've guessed, who have I guessed so far? I've guessed most of the pawns, and then Wade, the pilot. I guessed Wade because he seemed like the least likely. He was directly affected by the virus and almost died. And he just seems like the guy who has the most to lose. I mean, he loves the ship. The Zenlil, that's what it's called. He loves the Zenlil. So, you know, putting a virus in it and getting it shot to pieces by Kirill and all this stuff, it doesn't make much sense that it would be him. But I figured maybe it's a whole red herring thing, so I guessed as far opposite from what it probably is as possible, just for the hell of it. It wasn't Wade. Spoilers. And it wasn't 3 of the pawns. Those are the 4 I've guessed so far. So, I don't know. Like I said, maybe if you go through every single crew member, guess all of them, it'll tell you if you're right, but I kind of doubt it. I think they want to save that for the next episode, which was too bad. But, yeah, you know, ignoring all the problems with the game, it has the best characters in any game I've played in quite a long time. I mean, it's like BioWare level characters. Hell, probably better than most BioWare games, to be honest. Maybe not quite as good as Mass Effect. Possibly. Yeah, probably not quite as good as Mass Effect, but they're really good here. But like I said, if you want to play a game that's all about shooting, you're playing the wrong game. If you don't have a lot of patience, because there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of running around and like fetch quests and go fix this and come back here and do that and that kind of stuff. If you don't have that kind of patience, you'll hate this game. So, I still don't even know if I like it. I'm on the fence. It just didn't answer enough questions for my liking. Bottom line. I mean, at the very least, I wanted to know who the killer was. I mean, it's plain and simple. I wanted to know I wanted an end to that story arc. They didn't need to carry that over. But, anyways, Consortium, quest to play everything. I'll see you guys next time.